What is up guys, it is Aaron, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a new RC in the Nomad db8. Let's go check it. It's the Nomad db8 1/8 scale dune buggy, desert buggy. I don't know what the heck this thing actually is. It looks more like a dune buggy kind of thing, but, well no, not dune buggy, desert buggy slash dune buggy. It's a mix of the two really, and it looks really weird, but yet really cool. I like the design of the body. This is my first ever 1/8 scale, and it hasn't really been that good of an experience, but I'll get to that later. The body, I don't really know much about. I don't know if it's Lexan or whatever the heck the other thing is, but it looks really good, and it's got its own exo cage inside, and it's really durable, Jesus Christ. So this will take a lot of abuse. I mean, a lot of my RC cars' bodies will just crack and tear and rip and whatever, and but this one I highly doubt it will at all. I can see it's a bit dirty because I've already taken it out. I've already got the gist of it, you know. I've already just, you know, kind of gotten how it works, you know, the parts and stuff like that, and what needs to be improved on, which I've already improved on a bit, and stuff like that. Well, before I even show you guys the inside of this, I have changed the servo, and there is a speaker system in it. Those two won't come with it. What you will get is a crappy servo, really, that actually stripped out for me on like the third run, which isn't very good. So here's the insides. Again, this is not the stock servo. I will go get that. This is the stock servo. I know what you're thinking, that can't be the stock servo, that's a 1/10 scale RC servo. You're right, it is a 15 kilogram metal geared, what is it, from Ready Powered Racing or something like that, and this is not a really good servo, to be honest. It's stripped out, like I said, third run, and it's just meh. I mean, I don't know why you would use a 1/10 scale servo in a 1/8 scale. What happened there is a 1/10 scale servo, cheaper than this, and it's a lot stronger. So that's kind of a downfall there for the car. And another thing as well is you can only fit 1/10 scale servos in there. So I have this Savox servo, SW whatever the heck this is. It's waterproof, and this is a really good servo. It's very well known. Savox is an amazing company for servos. I did take it out of my Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive. I'm still building that, but I thought, okay, I might as well just chuck it in. Now there's been another thing that I've had to take from the Slash as well. Slashes I had, this part here cracked, okay, right at where the joint is for the steering assembly. So I had to go off and borrow it from my Traxxas Slash again. So I'll order just a new one from a Traxxas Slash, because that one will probably not break again, because I've had I've had hundreds of crashes with this thing, and the only thing that's broken is this part here, is that plastic bit there, and I've taken it out for bashing again and again and again, and it hasn't broken after that. So it was a very big hard crash that done that. So Traxxas is very well known for their durability of cars, and this is a new company I've never dealt with before, Associated. I've always seen their RC cars, and I've always thought, oh, I wish I could afford it. Now I can. The motor in ESC, the motor is a 2000 kV motor, and the ESC, there's nothing really in the instruction manual or anywhere else online that I can really find what kind of ESC this is, but I'm going to guess around about 120 to 130 amp ESC. I wouldn't see that you would really need to put anything more powerful in just a 1/8 scale, especially from it being an RTR. I don't think that no RC company in the world would go out and pay an expensive ESC and motor combo that will become like 800, 900, £1,000, and no one will really want to buy it. So price point for this, $549.99 off of Model Sports. I got a 4S 5000 mAh LiPo battery and a, what is it, sorry, RC6 VSR LiPo charger, and that came with it obviously because I bought it as a bundle, and it could have been cheaper. It's like 449, something like that, pounds for just the car remote. So yeah, it's a big price difference, but I thought, well, might as well, because I don't have a 4S LiPo, and this is what this is capable of, is a 3 or 4S LiPo. 4S is recommended. 3S is just kind of boring-ish. I haven't really driven it on 3S yet. But 4S, it gets up and goes. It gets up and goes, that would be inaccurate. It gets up to speed, but it doesn't go. For me, it's kind of under-geared. It doesn't have a lot of speed into it. But the torque is amazing on it. The only thing I would say is that the central diff, which I've never had really. I mean, I didn't even know you could get central diffs on RC cars, but the central diff is plastic, unfortunately. And the front and rear diffs are metal. Yeah, they're metal. And yeah, you've got a flat-panned aluminum chassis with plastic on the outsides. You've got really, really nice 2.8-inch tires. And these are big. These are BFGs. No, they're not. They're GTs. And these are massive. Like, that's my hand in comparison to the wheel. My hand is actually pretty big, so you know what they say about big hands. And when I felt the tire compound as well, I thought it was going to balloon, but it actually doesn't balloon up very much. Obviously, if I put more power into it, which I'm not sure it can actually handle the ESC, but we'll see in the future. I'll do some research. But it does really, really well with grip and stuff. I've driven it about on loose dirt because there's loose dirt in the circle that I live in, and it's just been lying there for years, and I just put about with it and throw dirt up in the air and smoke clouds everywhere. But it handles that really well. And then when you're on flat concrete or whatever it is you have, it does pretty well. The steering from the first servo was actually pretty good. It was really, really nice and responsive. It was quite quick for a RTR. But again, just the problem of it stripping out and the steering arm snapping at the ball joint. That's the only problem. Now, another problem I encountered with it as well was the receiver. The receiver is awful. It was just very weird to kind of start it up. I had to keep putting in the jump lead for it to connect to the remote, and then once I actually turned the car off, once it was bound, I did everything right, took it out, and then turned it back on, it wouldn't be bound to the remote. And then the ESC has a problem of when I've turned the remote on and I've turned the car on, the servo will work, but then I have to turn the remote off and then back on for the ESC to turn itself on, so you can go forwards, backwards. And that's one of the problems with this car and the ESC, is that it's just very unnecessarily complicated. But I guess that's what I should be expecting, because it's my first 1/8 scale, and 1/8 scales are a bit more up there in experience. Here's the remote it comes with. It takes 4 AA batteries. Again, I would just throw it away and use one of your other remotes if you have another remote. But it's alright. This thing has actually a lot of throttle. It has throttle dual rates, throttle trims, steering dual rates, steering trims, and you can't really get better for that. You know, you've got all that kind of stuff. 4 AA batteries, so you want to be worrying about carrying around 8 AA batteries and it being quite heavy on your hand, and it just getting quite heavy in your hands after a while when you've been driving about. But chucking it away because it's rubbish. The receiver is crap with it. I don't think it was bound properly by the company, so I'll go off and email them, see what was up with it. And yeah, guys, the size difference in chassis. Here is my 1/10 scale Fox 4x4 buggy. That's the size of the chassis. Here's the size of this chassis. See, it's huge difference. Traxxas, the Traxxas Slash chassis, it's actually probably around about the same size. But this thing is heavy as all balls. And speaking of heavy, the weight is more towards the front. Just imagine that the speaker isn't there. You can see that this bit here is very empty, while at the front there's a whole load of plastic, whole load of, there's the servo, there's plastic here, and when you're jumping, it really wants to nose dive, and that's how one of the steering end rods of the car got broken. So, you know, so what I'd done was I just wanted to put this here, see if I could balance out the weight, but I haven't jumped yet, because I don't really want to lose this, because this is for my Traxxas Slash actually, but I just wanted to see what it would do and what would it really look like and sound like and all that other kind of stuff, and have it driving about for a bit with it in. Given the body's looks, mix of different reviews. There's some that like it, some that don't like it, but me personally, I like it. It looks very, very cool. It looks like a proper dune buggy or desert buggy. I think I would go more towards like a desert buggy kind of thing, where it would be like, you know, if you want to go search up desert racing, you would find a lot of trucks like this. So it's very, very scale looking to that retrospect, but and they've got the people in here as well, which personally I'm not a big fan of, but on this truck it actually works. So I don't know how Associated have done it, but they've made me like having little characters in cars, because I love scale things, but for me personally, having people in an RC car isn't very scale. If it's an RC car, make it look as scale as possible without people in it. That's my personal preference. Obviously, when you get your RTR, you get about a box of goodies, you know, like your little tools and stuff like that, and clips here for the suspension, so you can adjust the suspension spring. I quite like the suspension. Again, a lot of people have had mixed feelings about it. Again, it's all on personal preference, but some people have said it's too damp, it's too soft, and other people have said it's perfect. But for me, it's perfect. I love my suspension really nice and droopy, but not too droopy, because if it's too droopy, then the back of the chassis will just hit the ground and you'll scuff it up. But for me, it's perfect. I like very scale looking suspension, no matter what it's for. Like if I'm going to be racing, I like scale suspension. If I'm just mucking about bashing, I still like scale suspension, because at least you can see all the suspension working and every little minute detail that they've added to this truck working accordingly. Battery pack I chose for this. This is a massive battery. It's a 4-cell 45C discharge LiPo 5000 mAh lithium polymer battery, and it's incredible. It's from Peak Racing, and it's a battery, you know, what else can I say, but it's very, very cool, and it fits really well on the truck, and it gives it the little oomph that it needs, and I'm glad I got the extra 5000 instead of the 4000 mAh battery, because I don't know, runtime just seems a little bit down at the minute, so I'm just glad I went for the 5000 instead of the 4000, because if it was the 4000 mAh, the runtime would really be, you know, short. This is a flat pack LiPo. This is like a non-hard case 3S LiPo. This is a hard case 4S LiPo, and you can see the size difference. It's a little bit taller, and it's much, much wider. It's like double the width of this. And this is quite an old battery, so I'm glad I've got a new one. It's 4S though, so I don't know if I'll be able to put it in. Well guys, that's the first look of the Associated Nomad db8 desert buggy, dune buggy, whatever you want to call it. Is it worth £542? Half and half. I'd say no. Really, I'd be going towards more no than yes, because again, with the two breakages and the receiver not working, it wouldn't be worth £500 for me. It'd be worth more like the 440 or the 449 that I could have originally got it without a battery, and without the battery and the charger. But would I buy new parts to upgrade it? Hell yeah. If there's anything I can do to improve the performance of it, yeah, I would so buy it. So if you're wanting to look for something that's needs a little bit of work, but is also an awesome scale looking car, this is perfect for you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share with friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!